Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Evelyn and we're going to be facing off against the Grand Heist adventure. I figured since I'm on a streak of playing 5-star champions, I might as well play one of the better ones that I have, Evelyn. In theory, the rally effect can go pretty poorly for us from the Crown Guard inheritance, but I'm hoping to compensate with the Tempest Blade. I seriously hope that's enough to stall out the opponents and win through the free attacks that way. Veigar, Gangplank or Elder Dragon. Elder Dragon doesn't seem like the best choice, neither does Gangplank, and Veigar is way too slow, right? Let's just reroll. I want something that benefits from early aggression. Teemo seems fine, especially with the heavy hands. Yeah, let's pick up the Teemo. That was a quick choice. Memory game, stabilize, proper offerings. Memory game gives me more value. Stabilize works decently with Teemo, not so much with the Evelyn. Let's pick up the memory game. It will be decent in order to keep ourselves afloat in terms of value. Conchologist, Chronicler of Ruin or Preservarium. Conchologist for 3 mana, I suppose. Force Chief, Pilfered Goods, Strength in Numbers. Let's pick up the Force Chief, I guess. It's a 1-cost unit, can't be that bad. Bursting Backpack, oh. As tempting as that is, because I absolutely adore that card, I think Salvage might be better. The extra card draw can benefit us, especially if we run out of cards. Now, I would like some cards that generate husks, so I don't have to rely exclusively on Evelyn. But I don't feel like wasting more than 2 rerolls, so if this doesn't give me a card that has that generates husks, I guess I'm just going to take this one. The Massian Merchant. Not the greatest. Let's reroll. All of those options are pretty bad. Proximity, Puff Cap is absolutely terrible. Insightful Investigator as well. Relentless Pursuit is unnecessary. Come on, I need to have access to at least one card that generates Puff Caps, right? Or not Puff Caps, Husks. I guess I'm picking up the Swift Wing Flight just because it starts in my opening hand. And Buhurus Sentinel. Glimpse Beyond, I guess. And for the last pick, I'm definitely committed to finding a Husk generator. So I'm going to waste my last 2 rerolls here. And can I get a Husk generator? None of those generate husks. And none of those generate husks, so I'm completely screwed. I only have Evelyn to rely on when it comes to generating husks. So I guess my first turn is just some random unit to try and stall out the game. And then I try to follow it up with a Evelyn in order to hopefully stun the opponent's board. Let's drop down the Timo.
Sun and sand at his command.
Hunting trophy. I didn't know the opponent had that in the deck or on that landmark. Good to know, I guess.
The desert, side by side.
I can go ahead and take a bunch of damage here in order to secure the Evelyn level up. Am I willing to do that? Yeah, sure.
I'm always ready to play.
Shurima lives!
Let's block this one.
Your wickedness shall not prosper.
We'll block here. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have 1 damage out of nowhere. And next turn we just play for the Evelyn level up, which will allow me to rally and then stun the opponent's entire board. I also need to level up the Evelyn in order to be able to properly attack with Timo. It's unfortunate, but I have no better place.
Nagakabura sends her blessing.
See what's beneath while I see what's inside. Scream for me.
Maybe I'll even be able to properly kill the opponent, depending on what he does here. Really? You're killing Timo? How annoying. Well, at the very least I can do this. Stop him from going ahead and completely ruining my plan.
Scream.
I'm also going to go ahead and use the Evelyn's last caress, I guess.
Planting your mushrooms right.
Careful, Luck.
Because now I can also do this to remove that unit from the board. Actually, let's remove the one that buffs up the entire opponent's board.
You're almost there.
And do I go for card draw? Nah.
That's it.
I want the board space for that husk.
Let's keep
This
going.
way I can drop down a unit this turn and stall out the opponent. Crap. What do I even do here? Let's try to fish for something.
I've been hiding my light too long!
This is also an option. Just buff up the Desperate Husk out of range. Doesn't seem like it. Well, the opponent's dead next turn anyway. So even with the Sand Soldiers here, I think I'm in a good position. Let's block here, block with the regenerating unit. Let's play the buff cups, I guess. We'll just blast the opponent's unit. And next turn I win.
I may be made of stone, but I'm all heart.
Yeah, I definitely need a better turn 1 play. I'm desperately... I'm begging for a unit that generates a husk that I can play on the first turn. So I can follow it up with Evelyn right afterwards and stun the opponent's board. So that this doesn't happen. Just a situation where I take over half my health in damage.
It's always over so soon.
Because I have no better plays on the second turn. Or on in the first turn as well, I guess. Preservarium, Silent Shadow Seer, Submersible. Can I get some decent cards, please? My deck is a bunch of garbage. Let's go for the Monastery of Iran. I need to cut cards. Forge Chief. Swiftwing Flight, I guess. Even if it starts in my opening hand, I still don't want it in the deck, because I'll have a second copy that doesn't start in my hand, and if I draw it later on, it's just a bother. So yeah, I don't want it. Keep the Evelyn. Maybe play the Conchologist. Or the Puff Cap up. Toss the Salvage. Husks. Are the Husks a summon thing? Or is it something else? I wonder.
Easy prey.
Why are you blocking? All of a sudden the opponent just decided he wanted to block. Normally they just let 3 attacks go through. So I'm kind of baffled by the opponent's decision. It's completely unexpected. Definitely didn't see that coming.
The strong don't want mercy.
I think I'll do this. Play for a more stally game plan.
Someone deserves your bullet, girl.
Maybe I'll even trade in Timo to the larger attack unit. Oh, right. Is that how it works? I thought for sure it was only when Evelyn leveled up. Well, that saves me a bit of health. Go ahead, opponent, attack. I can now block here. I'll block here. Or I can trade here, minimize the amount of damage I take, and I'll still be able to play a Timo. Or I'll still be able to have a Timo on board, because I have this from the memory game. Now, the problem is I can't play
Don't worry.
something
My first time.
to level up the Evelyn, or can I? I think the answer is yes, I can. If the opponent decides to block here, Timo gets traded in, but I get to level up Evelyn by doing this. And the opponent has no mana, so even if he had plays that could deal with this board, he won't be able to do anything. Once again, I traded over half my health for the sake of victory. I wonder if this was worth it.
Let's do this again sometime.
Up next, I have a shop. I guess I'm picking up the Bark Beast, even though I don't like it all that much. Mystic Shot, Solitude, if only that was playable earlier. Natural Selection is decent, I do have a lot of units that benefit from it. And I can proc it rather easily. Equinox is interesting. Do I want the Solitude? My deck is rather terrible, for lack of a better word. I need to get rid of, first of all, probably the Forge Chief. No, the Bark Beast, definitely. Then the Forge Chief. Yeah, let's pick up the Solitude. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Action set. Twisted Fate. Let's go for the Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate is the more generically good option. If I could get something that reduces the cost of Evelyn, that would also be beneficial. I could play Evelyn turn 3 and then I immediately go for a stun on the opponent's board the turn right after. Let's attack with Teemo. Or maybe not, maybe I'll just have to sacrifice Teemo because the opponent's going to get a free attack otherwise. I have to take the opponent's attack here, I guess. 11 plus 3 plus 3 is 16, 17.
Get bloody, get paid. The chase begins.
I have to do it. And then I have to hope that it doesn't have a way to give my units vulnerable. Okay, it doesn't. Great. I suppose I'll go Solitude. Let's go Puff Cap Puff. Try to get some
Another plaything.
Puff Caps going, I guess, for the sake of the team level up.
Painful. Scream for me.
I do waste the rally effect, but I have proc the unnatural evolution,
Tag 'em and tap.
and I can actually
Okay.
go ahead and go for a Evelyn's Last Caress to remove the opponent's board. Okay,
You're almost there.
this is good.
The risk.
Let's try to fish for a Teemo. I did just shuffle an Evelyn back into the deck, however, so maybe I should have done this first to increase the odds of drawing a Teemo. Yep. Well, at least this way I have a
Fight.
backup Evelyn in case I need it. Please,
That was hot.
please. Okay, it's only at 2 out of 6, so I was worried about not being able to turn the opponent's board on my defensive turn, but I can do it. So I think I'm fine. Let's drop on the Solitude, get even more keywords on my units.
That's it. Scream for me.
And I even get a Garen. Yeah, that's irrelevant. I just win the game here. Ouch! Everything hurts so bad. But at the very least I still have the revive. And I can hopefully stall out the game against the... Right. I have to deal with the clock hand. And an encounter where the opponent can't really be stalled out because they'll just overwhelm me. I think I have to go for the healing here then. I don't like it, but I'll do whatever it takes to win. The extra health can serve as a little bit of a buffer while I figure out a way to deal with an opponent that can just endure for several turns because he has 888 health. Let's start working on the countdown. I don't need this guy. Next turn I have to play a 3-cost card, or if I could have, I would have played a 3-cost card. Wait. Where did my unit go? What just happened? Ah, Rockfall Path procced immediately. Seems fair. Well, at the very least I didn't get... it didn't die. So I'll be able to get the full benefit out of Evelyn's level up. Probably. I'm actually just going to go Twisted Fate here. Yeah, let's go for the stun.
Lost a fair game. Played one. All that glitters.
This way I take less damage. Not unless the opponent just decides he wants to
Come on, people. Let's make tomorrow today.
summon a frozen troll out of nowhere. I can't block there. I guess I'm only able to block like so. But at least this helps me draw through my deck. Let's hope I hit a Teemo here. If I could get one, it would be ideal. Damn, an Evelyn. Well, I guess these are all the Evelyns in my deck. Let's drop down the Evelyn then.
Tendency to get carried away.
Let's poison dart yet again. Try to fish for the Teemo. There's the Teemo. Well then, turn over. Let's just let the opponent do whatever he wishes. And now I can puff cap up. Stun the opponent's entire board. I level up Evelyn.
Slip into something a
I
little
traded
more
a bit of health,
meaningful.
but now I think I can keep the opponent infinitely stunned.
We're in this together.
Or I should be able to. I'm actually going to go ahead and wait for the next turn. Teemo's almost leveled up as well. I'm going to let Evelyn level down. So next turn I can drop down Teemo. And go for the rally effect. No, let's attack with the puff cap first. Or puff cap up first. And then I'll go for the rally effect.
Careful, Lux.
Can I level up Twisted Fate here? Actually, yes, I can.
Was hot.
I just have to
Playtime.
ensure that I have enough cards in hand, I think. And I can reach it by using the Evelyn's Last Caress. So let's Last Caress there and there.
Keep going, love. That's it.
And then I can salvage, draw 2.
Better. Brighter than before.
And then I'll level up Twisted Fate as well.
Careful, Lux.
I guess I leveled up Lux in the process too, even though it wasn't exactly my intention.
Now this game's heating up.
I'm just trying to get as many buffs as possible here. I might even play Garen over the Twisted Fate, mostly because I don't think I benefit from Twisted Fate's effect anymore. Doesn't matter what I target with the Final Spark, it's not going to kill. Let's work on leveling up Garen at the same time. Just like this. And now everything keeps growing. The unfortunate part is I have no more board space for either Galio or the Husk. So I'm going to do this and set up so that next turn I can stun the opponent's entire board yet again.
Back on the prowl.
Right, I have the rally off of the Garen as well. Well, if the opponent doesn't want to attack, I'll do it. 200 buff caps.
I'm right here.
This kills the Evelyn. But I have an Evelyn in hand. And I think this is fine. Because I get an extra attack out of this.
Don't worry, it's not my first time. That's it.
Just like so. And I'll still have the option to play another unit next turn to stun everything yet again. So maybe I won't win with the vault effect. Maybe I'll just win with the puff caps because the opponent currently has 900 puff caps in the deck. And unless he's an expert at Minesweeper, I don't really see how the opponent gets out of this one. Yep. Let's attack with the Teemo. Double the double. So it should go up to like 2000 puff caps. 3000 actually, my bad. I miscounted. And let's play the Buhuruth Sentinel, I suppose.
Scream for me. That was hot.
Keep working on buffing up the entire board. Though that's not going to be what ends up killing the opponent.
Fight.
It should go up to 12,000? 14,000. My math's a little bit off.
That's it.
Let's see the opponent survive this somehow. Ah, 400 damage on buff caps. Seems fair. And if I didn't heal in the healer encounter, I definitely wouldn't have been able to pull that off. I lost over half my health. Shadow Totem, Iceborne Gauntlet. I would like the Iceborne Gauntlet on Teemo, but I can't guarantee the Evelyn. So I guess I'm going Iceborne Gauntlet on Evelyn. I would have much preferred a discount on Evelyn though. Converging timelines or Wound Prey? Get Swole doesn't work in our deck, unfortunately. I guess Converging timelines. Maybe it can benefit us somehow. Do I see myself winning against the Ruin Runner? Not really. So I guess we're going for the Mystifying Magician for the first time. Presto change your round start. The foe transforms their units into random followers that cost 3 more. That can get out of hand very quickly. Let's keep this hand. Force Chief Teemo can be played alongside each other. Buff cap up's decent, I guess. That's not a threat, right? I hope not. Let's play Teemo. Let's go Force Chief, I guess. Right. Transform me into a follower that costs 3 more.
Be nothing left when I'm
Forgot about that part. I can trade into the Beguiling Cobra,
try to run.
but I think keeping the other units off the board is more useful. Or at least I hope it's more useful. Okay, that was a downgrade, that was an upgrade, that was an upgrade, and that was definitely an upgrade. Really? You do that at burst speed? That seems a little bit unfair.
Meet my flail.
Well, let's try to minimize the amount of damage I take. Drop down the Evelyn. And next turn I'll go for a
I have the tendency to
Teemo attack and we'll just win with buff caps yet again. That sounds like a plan. The opponent's sword could be worse.
Swiftly.
I've seen worse.
More mushrooms.
He might go ahead and place something once I level up Evelyn here. But my board should be big enough to the point where he can't really
We looked alone.
do anything.
see what's beneath while I see what's inside. That was hot.
Careful, Luck.
What's he doing? Nothing. Okay, so the opponent just perishes.
Scream.
Well, at the very least this encounter didn't cost me half my health, it only costed like 10 health. Still, I would have preferred to keep that health around.
Is to never give up.
I don't think there's any more encounters before the last one. But Evelyn's not so bad against the last encounter. As long as I can keep Evelyn on the board, that is, and I can level her up consistently. Focusing Crystal, I suppose. Symptom Conservator. Siphon Scene round end. If the flow slay the unit this round, grant their units +3/+3. Units on board or units in general? Because if it's in general, I definitely can't deal with it, but if it's only on board, maybe it's fine. Let's keep the Poison Dart and the Mariam, I suppose. We don't get the Teemo to start the game off. Okay, we got both of our Teemos. That's something that's extremely unlikely, but it did happen. Fortunately, I have the option to just go ahead and refill my spell mana, go for a Poison Dart, and then I'll have Evelyn for the next turn. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll have only Teemos. Oops, all Teemos.
Is what matters.
I could have tried to go for the team level up here, but it didn't seem right. How many Teemos do I have in deck? Why do I have four Teemos? That doesn't seem right at all.
Hold it, partner.
Really now? I guess I'm doing this to level up Teemo.
Success is planting your mushrooms right.
Even if it doesn't really get us out of range. But it can get us out of range. I'll just have to do this and get another flush up. Mushroom Cloud going. Sure, I won't be able to block with Teemo. But at the very least I get my master back. And the opponent doesn't even attack. Interesting. I need to draw cards. Do I want to attack first, however? I'm going to attack
And all
first.
things bright.
Seems correct. What's the opponent doing? For a minute to do something? Right of Dominance, okay. It severely reduces the amount of damage dealt, but at the very least I can still proc the buff caps. And let's go ahead and do this. Burnt spell mana. I want to draw more, I think. And the worldwide buff is better, I suppose. Oh, it doesn't work. I guess it wasn't technically summoned. But I'm just going to go ahead and do this for the sake of drawing a card. Or drawing 2 cards. And I keep getting Timos. It really is oops all Timos, it seems. There's the Evelyn. Finally. Sure, I'll have to trade in most of my units in order to get Evelyn down. And I'll probably only get one benefit off of Evelyn. But it's better than nothing, I suppose.
Don't worry, it's not my first time.
Let's drop down Timo.
Another day in the field.
I didn't even lose that much health here. I'm only at 42.
A little more.
I'll consider that a plus.
Careful, Lux.
Is the opponent going to die here? Okay, yes. Good. Didn't want to spend a single minute more in this encounter. Because I could see the writing on the wall. The opponent had played a unit this turn. So if he managed to get a buff, even if it was only on his board and it was only a +3/+3, it would still be incredibly annoying. I guess we're buffing that up. Also, I'm going for the shop. Didn't really get to go for that many shops. And we finally get a 3-cost unit that summons a husk, finally. I'm not passing that up. And for the card I cut, I think I'll cut the Buhuru Sentinel. Puff cap up. I'll cut the puff cap up. Or guy just gets summoned and then dies. Not really something I want.
Quest accepted.
And now for Ezreal. If the opponent opens up with a lot of removal in hand, I'm screwed. But if he doesn't really have that much removal, I think I'll be able to play out the game. I'm keeping the Preservarium. I have something planned. As soon as I saw it, I'm just going to capture the opponent's Ezreal and prevent the opponent from going for that thing where he duplicates Ezreal a billion times.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
There go my plans, I guess. Now what do I do? I guess I'm just playing Teemo. Next turn, I'm going Evelyn. Evelyn into what? Evelyn into hoping for the best. Because the opponent has a very large unit on board. 2 very large units on board. Ouch. And Teemo's gone.
Firing.
If only I had a 0-cost unit to play here. 25 damage. It hurts, but at least the opponent can't burn me down just yet. He gets his Ezreal back, except not. Let's play the Teemo. I waste one of the Evelyn level ups, but I can't afford not to start working on both Teemo and Evelyn's win con. Double Spirit Fire. Can I even do anything with the double spirit fire? Maybe. Can you not? Please don't burn me to death, opponent. It would be incredibly lame of you to do so. He's going to burn me to death, isn't he?
That was hot. That's it.
Clone me!
Let's attack like so.
Yes, I fight.
I could try to kill the Ezreal, but I don't think it's going to matter. Let's do this, I suppose.
Dream for me.
Get a Garen. Keep buffing up my board. Yes, 3 cards in hand. Hopefully none of those are cards that
That's it.
kill me from hand.
On the prowl.
Just so I can go ahead and attack this turn. If I attack this turn, I'm certain I win.
Your purpose, not your name, is what matters.
I win? Hopefully I win. I have a very large board at least.
That was hot.
That's... the time has come. The time has come doesn't really do that much when your board is full.
Harder. Okay.
So does that mean I win? Okay. That's not a kill. I get very close, but I don't die. Oh, that was a lot closer than I wanted it to be. All that matters is that I won. The lack of a 3-cost husk generator was what screwed us the most. But we pulled it off. Even if the deck wasn't the most optimal. What a doozy. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.